Hey everybody, and welcome to a very special video. Now, what's so special about it? Well, if you know my channel, you know I do live stream videos where I talk about what it's like to work in the 3D industry. Well, in this video, we're going to do one better. We're going to take you behind the scenes at iCreate in Wales, and my very dear friend Sean Ellis, who works there as a 3D artist, will show us around. Here we go. Okay everybody, well, before we dive into the video, I want to say a huge thank you to Dawn, the owner of iCreate, and to Sean for doing the interviews, and to all the artists working at iCreate for letting us taking a look in their world, right? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sean. I'm a 3D artist at iCreate, and today I'm going to show you around our office.
I'm Dawn Lyle, and I'm the founder and director of iCreate. One thing about looking for a job in the creative industries is that you just can't represent your skills through a CV or through a normal application process. And as an employer, it's very hard to make a decision about whether to take somebody on based purely on a traditional sort of CV-led application process. So the way we always recruit is by starting people off on work experience or internships. We do offer paid internships because it's really important that we give people an opportunity to prove themselves and check that they're going to be a great fit within the team before offering a permanent position. And my advice for people looking to enter into the industry is just put yourself out there to take absolutely any opportunity you can to get your foot in the door. And whether that's offering to work for free for a few weeks or looking for opportunities for internships, paid or unpaid if you can, the main thing is to get in the door so that you can start proving yourself, and not necessarily proving that you already know exactly how to do the job, but proving that you're willing to learn, proving that you're willing to get on with a team, that you're enthusiastic, and that you're a good fit for the company that you want to work with. And any opportunity to just get your foot in the door, start building relationships, and the willingness to demonstrate your skill and prove yourself, that's always been the process for us. So people typically start off coming in for a few days trial. If that sort of goes well, then we might offer a few months paid internship, and only really at that position would we feel confident enough to offer a full-time permanent position. At iCreate, we've taken on a variety of different skill levels of new recruits into the company over the last 16 years. I think the main thing we always say is that we're recruiting for attitude rather than for a particular level of experience. But what we look for is real enthusiasm and passion for 3D, and the key attribute we really look for is someone who's so passionate about 3D modelling and 3D visualisation that they're doing it in their own time and they're learning new skills all the time, and they're largely self-taught. It's that kind of passion where 3D visualisation and 3D animation is your hobby and your passion in life. You know, that's what we want to see. So we look for people who love learning new things, who are not afraid to pick up new software and try new things. And we look for people that have really got a kind of proven enthusiasm and passion, where they spend their own free time developing their skills and increasing their knowledge. One question people often ask me is whether somebody needs to have a degree in order to get a job at iCreate. Most of our team have got a degree, but that's because we're based in a city with a university that offers degrees in what we do, and that's always been one route into working at iCreate. But my advice for young people these days is absolutely not. You don't need a degree to get into the industry. It's more about your ability to learn yourself. I think a lot of the skills that people learn actually are not taught in university, and the skills that we're looking for, you can learn, I've always said, you can learn anything you need to know by looking at online tutorials, by following videos on YouTube, following other influencers, and it's that ability to teach yourself that's such an important skill. So my advice to somebody looking to get into the industry is actually, if you can get a junior position or an internship and spend your time upping your own skills in the things that you're interested in, that's going to be far more valuable in the long term than getting into a huge amount of debt by taking on a degree.
Hi, I'm Sophie and I work in sales and projects at iCreate. So we've calculated our daily rate based on our overhead count. The next stage with quoting would be to understand what service and product the client actually needs, and then understanding and processing and working out how long that will take, and then also understanding the client's budget and trying to accommodate the client's budget as well as exceeding their expectations.
Sophie.
So if you're passionate about 3D but don't have the skills, there's plenty of other roles to get you into the 3D industry if you're passionate enough. So there's admin, there's marketing, there's sales, and there's graphic designers. So the best advice I can give to an aspiring 3D artist is to actually listen to the client at the beginning of the project. Understand their needs, understand their target audience, and understand any special requirements that they need throughout the project. Obviously this will reduce time for us and also reduce the feedback and results in a happier client.
So my name's Alan, I work at iCreate, I'm a project coordinator. Originally I'm a self-taught 3D artist, and I did that for about 10 years, and now I've gone into the more management coordination role, so I look after the studio as kind of like a studio manager, project coordinator type of thing. I got into it originally, I wanted to be an architect, and I went on to an architecture placement and realised that I didn't like paperwork, and there was a guy in the corner we're talking 20 years ago, something like that. He was doing a very early version of AutoCAD 3D, and it was really cool. I realised actually I could be an architect without being an architect, which was really good fun. And so I went through the whole 3D side of things, ended up coming on a work placement, and that work placement then has turned into a good 15 years of 3D work. That probably for me now is developed into more of a management style of things. So it's more making sure that the team around me have high morale and high productivity. The hardest thing for that is that you're not always going to have good days. You're going to have more bad days in there, with obviously client deadlines and all that sort of thing. And I've got to manage the client expectations alongside obviously what we can produce in the studio. And with that, my main thing is to make sure my 3D artists are on top form, but also my clients are happy. So that kind of balance is difficult, as obviously I want to keep my clients happy, but I most importantly want to keep the guys in the studio happy. So for me, the management side of things is not necessarily fun, but it's something that I've grown into and I feel like I'm fairly good at. But actually the most fun for me is jumping back into the studio with the guys, and whenever there's a problem, 9 times out of 10 when it evolves around Photoshop, that's where I jump in and my skill set comes into play, and just looking over and kind of developing the guys in the studio and kind of teaching where possible, and seeing that fruits of that labour come through, and you know, our images get better and better and better, and that's not a testament to me, that's a testament to the guys in the studio. So anybody kind of trying to get into the industry, the first and foremost I'd say is be open to change. Mainly because you might come in as a, say, a 3D artist doing 3ds Max, but you might end up doing Corona rendering, V-Ray rendering. You might end up changing your package to, you know, something like, I like Blender personally, so you might end up using Blender, you might end up using Lightwave, but don't kind of stick to one thing. And with anything that you know, try a little bit of everything, and being able to develop your skills and be able to go at any task is the best thing.
Say again?
It's just gone off aeroplane and started Samsung VR thing.
Hi, my name is Rich and I'm a senior 3D artist at iCreate. So I got into 3D when I was, I'd say, very young. Like, I played with Kinects and Lego, and I fell in love with, you know, creating worlds, using them. And around about when I was about 14, 15, my mum pushed me to do an OCN course in college, which is just a part-time course, and I was doing it at the same time as my A-levels. And I really enjoyed that. I did it with a friend of mine, and I really enjoyed that. And back then we were using 3D Studio Max, and yeah, it was really good fun. And then from then I went on and did my university degrees, all 3 of them. HND, BA and MA, and yeah, then I came here. So from a 2D side of things and video editing, we use Photoshop, After Effects, Premiere, and then the 3D side of things, we use 3D Studio Max, Maya, with Corona and V-Ray. And we use, a couple of guys in the office use Blender. Personally, my favourite is 3D Studio Max. I think that's the best one, to be honest, because it's amazing. So I think the most challenging part of my role is to sort of let go of the project. So we have these deadlines, and 99% of the time we hit these deadlines and we're happy with the images. However, like if it was a personal project, we can be going on for it for months and months and months. With these projects for clients, there's a deadline, so when we hit that deadline, we sort of have to let go of the project. Just get yourself out there. That's the best thing you can do. Knock on people's doors, knock on office doors, not on people's doors obviously, you don't want to knock on random people's doors. Just knock on office doors, try and find out where they work, and just knock in, bring in your CV or portfolio. A couple of the guys have done that here and they've just managed to get a job from doing that. Yeah, just get yourself out there really. Don't get stuck into your own personal work. Produce work and then get it out there. People want to see it.
Hi there, my name's Stuart Lindsay. I work for a company called iCreate, and I've been working here for about 3 to 4 years now, and I'm a senior 3D artist. Okay, so why did I choose 3D? I chose 3D because I've always been a creative person, especially growing up when I was younger. I've always loved the Pixar and the Disney films growing up as a child, and then I think ever since then I've gone down the creative route, done a 3D computer animation degree, and now I've ended up in Arts Viz. So the most challenging aspect, I would say, probably comes down to deadlines. I think in any 3D industry, whether it's film, TV, or Arts Viz, it's meeting those client deadlines. They always come about, and it's always such a short space of time to get the best quality work you want to get out in time. And then there's also the ever-changing technologies and softwares that come out that you then have to learn in either on the job or again in such a short space of time. Okay, so what do I find most fun about 3D? Obviously, coming from a creative point of view, you can allow your imagination to run wild. You can do pretty much anything you want in 3D. There's no limits. Coming from an Arts Viz point of view, we love getting into all the nitty-gritty, the texturing, the lightering, and the rendering. And then at the end of the day, after the amount of hours you put into a single image, it's hitting that render button and getting a Photoreal image out.
So, this is Carr's garden, is that Sahara?
Yeah, there's a couple of room on it.
My name is David, and I'm a 3D artist at iCreate. In school, we did technical drawing, and in that we did like SolidWorks, 3D modeling for engineering and things like that. I just found that really helped me in uni, and it was something I was really interested in going forward. I did game design in uni, and so a part of that was 3D modeling, and I found that really interesting, so I moved forward with it. I started with an unpaid work experience, which was a good opportunity to prove myself, which led to an internship, which again was another opportunity to work really hard, take work home, spend time learning extra software, and really push myself beyond what I could already do, and eventually it ended up in a full-time position. I find post-production the most challenging. I really struggle with it sometimes. I haven't been doing it for very long. It's the thing I've got the least experience in. But luckily I'm surrounded by really talented artists in this job, and they're a big help with that kind of stuff.
Like a when you press record, it's like.
What is your name and what do you do?
Hi there, so my name's Stuart LINDSEY and I've been working at a company called iCreate for about 3 to 4 years now. What?
You've been moving much longer than that. Come on then.
Hello, my name is David and I'm a 3D artist at iCreate.
Okay, say it louder again. Now.
Hi, my name is Rich. I'm a senior 3D artist and I work at iCreate.
What's your name and what do you do?
Hi there. Oh, God, you man, you're putting me off.